You guys caught me at a really bad time. I've been pretty swamped with cleaning the studio. Pretty exciting, I know. But what is exciting is that we just had MESSMAKER in for an awesome performance. But they really live up to their name. Anywho, my name's Ella Mitchell and I'll be your host for this episode of The Lowdown. While I finish cleaning up around here, please enjoy these first few songs.
The wolves inside you, which do you feed? The shoulder angels, which one to heed? If both go hungry and both unheard, can you ignore the heat outside your door as half your city burns? Is this fine? Is this fine? Are you happy with the way things are? Is this fine? Is this just fine? Did you give up altogether on the hope things could get better? Are you happy with the way things are? Or are you paying attention? This is dedicated to the fence sitters, one spitting toe dippers, to the day trippers, reined in and rage quitters, to the tight lippers, side eye and tea sippers. Speak your truth, but it's only in a whisper. You see the hungry and the unheard, and you ignore the heat outside your door as half your city burns. Is this fine? Is this fine? Are you happy with the way things are? Is this fine? Is this just fine? Did you give up altogether on the hope things could get better? Are you happy with the way things are? Or are you paying attention? Are you listening? Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? Are you listening? Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? To the fence sitters, one spitting toe dippers, to the day trippers, ringed in and rage quitters. Are you paying attention? Are you paying attention? To the tight lippers, side eye and tea sippers, to the box takers, turn bitter monsters. Are you paying attention? Then tell me, is this fine? Is this fine? Are you happy with the way things are? Is this fine? Is this just fine? Did you give up altogether on the hope things could get better? Are you happy with the way things are? Or are you paying attention?
Heads held high, never look back, never look back, never look.
Was it dangerous to harbor your heart on your sleeve, turn your chains to dust, break your shackles and pack up and leave? Did you wait, holding your breath, long since the light turned from red? Did you stay, scared after death, knowing that life lies ahead? Every road that brought you here, leave them in the rearview mirror. 'Cause every single goal that you chose every day may be closer than they appear. Every whisper that you heard, don't believe a single word. If pressure makes diamonds, you'll shine like a star. You're more than you believe you are. from the wreck that you somehow survived came a faster path than the pavement that you had in mind. But you see those scavengers now circling in for the kill. Take the hard road and bet on yourself, even if no one else will ever road that brought you here. Leave them in the rearview mirror, 'cause every single goal that you chose every day may be closer than they appear. Every whisper doubt you heard, don't believe a single word. If pressure makes diamonds, you'll shine like a star. You're more than you believe. Held high, never look back. Path to the future ain't a well-worn track. Heads held high, never look back. Path to the future ain't a well-worn track. Heads held high, never look back. Path to the future ain't a well-worn track. Heads held high, never look back. Path to the future ain't so well-worn. Ever road that brought you here. Leave them in the rearview mirror, 'cause every single goal that you chose every day may be closer than they appear. Every whisper doubt you heard, don't believe a single word. If pressure makes diamonds, you'll shine like a star. You're more than you believe. Everything you thought you were is nothing but a rearview blur. And every regret that you hold gets you hot in the cold on a dark day. And everything you dreamed you'd do, the weather wishes won't come true. And it feels like the wheels have come off of the car. You're more than you believe. More than you believe. More than you believe you are.
Oh hey, I gotta finish sweeping up in here. We're gonna head to a quick commercial break while I do that. When we come back, we have tons more in store for you guys. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Before we get into some more songs from MESSMAKER, I wanted to take the quick opportunity to learn more about them. So before we start, do you guys mind introducing yourselves and what roles you play in the band?
Yeah, absolutely. My name's Michael McFarland. I'm a lead vocalist, guitarist, and I guess lighting designer.
I'm Freya McNeil. I play drums and do backing vocals.
Very exciting. All right, first question. What inspired you to create music?
For me, it all started with songwriting. So I'd always, been surrounded by music growing up. I studied classical piano, like starting when I was 6 years old and all that. But at some point when I was like 14 years old, I was mowing the lawn at the house where I grew up. I was on this riding lawnmower, and my music listening device, the batteries died on it. And it was a pretty big lawn, so I was just going in circles and circles and circles for another hour after that.
Sounds very monotonous.
Yes. And about like halfway through that, there was this song that was going through my head, and I kept trying to identify it. I was like, what is that? Wait a second. Am I writing a song right now? Is this what that feels like? And so it wasn't long before I finished that first song and performed it in front of people, and I was hooked from there on out. And it took me like 4 years to write another song that was as good as that first one, but eventually I got there.
I love that.
Yeah, and I just always had a desire to play instruments. I remember as a kid having my little stereo and recording myself singing to tape to songs on the radio or whatever. But having a little keyboard, and then eventually once I got into about 5th grade, I picked up a trumpet, played in the school band, all the way through high school. Somewhere in that time in my teenage years, picked up guitar, and then later bass, and eventually the drums. It's just got this drive to create, and I think the best way to do that is through music.
Ah, thank you. All right, so I got why you guys want to create music, but why do you guys want to join forces to make music as MESSMAKER?
So we've got a pretty long musical history together.
Oh, yes.
So we currently live together in a weird old, probably haunted Victorian mansion.
Definitely
in Cleveland.
haunted.
Definitely haunted Victorian mansion in Cleveland.
Got some charm.
Right. Oh, absolutely. It is loaded with charm and weirdness. But we love it up there. But we first lived together like 13 years ago in Stowe. And during that time, she played bass with me for a project it was just a solo project under my own name. And then life took us very different directions. I moved out of state for a bit. We both got married and divorced, and found ourselves living together again. And somewhere during COVID, the music that I'd been making on my own started shifting, and I didn't want my name to be the thing at the top anymore. And so we started this 2-piece band. She switched because she'd been playing bass again for when I did full band shows with that material. So I asked if she'd be down to play drums, and she said yeah. And so we've been doing this for a year and a half now.
Yeah, I still have a screenshot of that message.
Oh.
The rest is history.
Yeah.
All right, so I was reading through your band biography on your website, and it mentioned that you, Michael, you studied a lot of classic rock acts and more like modern pop rock to just kind of like get a feel for your stage presence. And I was just kind of curious as to what artist or artists kind of stood out to you when you were trying to, I guess, learn this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, so I have a bit of a flair for the theatrical, and Freya laughs because she's like, yeah, you do.
No, not at all.
So of course Freddie Mercury was huge.
Oh,
in
yeah.
that. But Elton John was another one that like really stood out to me as far as putting together a stage look. We've got all the blue that we do with instruments and I don't know if you call it costuming, but whatever it is we wear on stage, the Freya's makeup and nails and all that, we sort of claimed that color. So the idea of creating this distinctive look, that was something that I took from Elton John. But I remember back when I was like really studying, Brandon Boyd from Incubus was someone that I paid a lot of attention to. I've always been really drawn to frontmen. And that kind of performance, that kind of freedom, and I play guitar in this band, but I try to be pretty mobile in the way I approach performance. So you'll see me pull the microphone off and kind of frontman my way around the stage quite a bit. So that's sort of my way of cheating into being the front man while still being a 2-piece band.
Yeah, I could definitely see like the Freddie Mercury inspirations because you guys did a really good job of like creating an identity for the band.
Thank you.
It's like really cool, like seeing the light show when we were recording. I fell in love with it.
Oh, thank you so much.
You're welcome. All right, Freya, a fun question for you. Why do you wear a mask when performing?
It's a mystery. A couple reasons. So, as a teenager, I think fresh out of high school, I remember going to Warped Tour, and the one year I saw 30 Seconds to Mars, and Shannon Leto, the drummer for that band, came out on stage, had sort of a bandana over his face, and I just thought, hey, that looks pretty cool. So that's part of the reason why I do it. The second part is it's more practical. One, it keeps since I'm wearing the in-ear monitors, it kind of keeps the cable from running all over the place. as I'm wildly swinging my arms around. And secondly, I make ridiculous faces when I play drums, so I just want to cover that up, and yeah, nobody needs to see that.
I don't blame you. Keeps you looking cool and looks collected.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I'm the only one that makes ridiculous faces in this band.
On a different note, since I know your latest single, Kick Drum Victim,
Mhm.
had a live debut not too long ago.
Yep.
And I was wondering if you guys could tell me about the process of creating that song and what it means to you two.
Yeah, so absolutely. Let's start with the what it means part of it. So the core idea of the song is this idea of how music and how we experience it can kind of push back all of the bad stuff in the world. Like, you know, that there was a meme that I saw recently that said, you know, defeat negative energy with the power of music, and that's like a thesis for everything that we do as a band. The writing process. So we work a lot with our friend Stephen Charles, who he's a songwriter down in Nashville. So the writing process for this, I'd had like the seed of the chorus of the song, but we got on a Zoom call. We were in our studio, which is in the basement of the haunted house up in Cleveland. We were in our studio. He was in Nashville. We were on a Zoom call. You know, I had my guitar. Freya had her practice pad, and we're all sharing a Google Doc that we could all see, you know, changes. And so throwing down lyrical, melodic, all of these different ideas. And over the course of about 2.5 hours on that call, the whole song kind of came together with most of the arrangement kind of fleshed out in our heads. And so going from that, since we have the studio, most of our music we kind of write and arrange in studio before we actually start rehearsing it, which is why we had a live debut after we'd already released the single, because, you know, we knew how we wanted the song to sound, and then we're like, okay, how do we make this happen live? And so there was a bunch of additional rehearsal after we'd already written, recorded parts, released the song. We're like, all right, now we have to be able to do this in front of people. So yeah, that's kind of how it all came together.
Yeah, fun little side note. That was the first one I actually got to contribute some lyrics to. So yeah.
But not the last.
Not the last. No, certainly.
Maybe for the next song, you can ask the ghost to help you out.
You
Via
know,
like a Ouija board.
we'll take inspiration wherever we can get it.
Yeah. All right. So I guess on like a similar note, but what is your favorite song that you two have made and why?
Oh, that's a big question.
Take all the time you need.
Okay. Favorite song that we've made and why? Honestly, I think for me it's probably I'm Drowning Too. Just because that one, whenever we play that song live, I introduce it by saying, you know, by a show of woo, who here's been on an airplane, and you know, everyone goes woo, and it's exactly. But then I talk about all the things that they tell you before takeoff, and somehow the cushion under your seat's going to save you in case of a water landing. But there's something really important that they also say in there, which is that if the oxygen masks drop, you need to put one on yourself before you put one on the person next to you, because if you can't breathe, you can't help. And so one thing that is really important to me and I think to us as a band is advocating for mental health, and that's a really hard thing to do sometimes, is to make sure you take care of yourself so that you can take care of other people. So for me, that's one that has a really special place.
For me, I think it's Paying Attention, just because it's kind of a, you know, it's a musical wake up call. It's like, hey, the world is on fire right now. You know, are you complacent? Are you complicit?
This is fine.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yes.
That was not unintentional. We actually for a while sold mugs that had the little dog saying, "Is this fine?" ? So that reference was absolutely intentional.
That was a hot merch item.
It was, yeah. We sold out of those real quick.
But yeah, that song just has so much power behind it, and I think, you know, having it as our set opener is like oh, okay, we're at this kind of show.
Establishes the kind of experience you're going to have right off the beginning. Me just yelling at everyone.
Right.
All right, so now that I have your favorite songs, what has been your guys' favorite concert memory?
Our concert, like us performing, or
You guys perform.
okay, because I was gonna say concert experience with other people performing
Yeah.
would have been Casey Crescenzo from the Deer Hunter playing in our living room.
in
But
the house.
that's a whole different thing.
That happened. Yeah, go ahead.
For me, and we didn't play this song today as part of our set, but we have a song called "End of the World" that was written during COVID lockdowns, and it's got this call and response part in the chorus. And during the lockdowns, for the response part of it, we collected from friends on the internet, people recording on their phones or whatever they had, them, just shouting these lyrics, and it created this huge sound. And the first time that we got to play that live in front of an audience, and we taught them that part, hearing them sing that back in real life, because it was written when we were only like, we weren't sure if live music was going to be a thing again. Like, and that moment of like, it's back, and these people are shouting the words that they were, in their individual apartments, homes, wherever, that they sang and sent to us during that time. So for me, it's probably that.
I don't know if I can top that. Same.
All right, so 2 more questions left.
Okay.
One of them being, how has Cleveland inspired your music?
So one of the things, I mentioned before that I moved out of the state for a while, and I actually moved to North Carolina for a bit, and spent a good bit of time while I was living down there, touring the country as a solo artist, doing a live looping show, think of what Ed Sheeran does with building layers and all that. And so I'd seen most of the metro areas in the country, and gotten a sense of what the music scenes were like in them. And when I decided it was time to move away from North Carolina, Cleveland was the one that really stuck out to me as having this really great sense of community and people building each other up, not treating music as a zero-sum game, but as, a rising tide lifts all boats. So let's support each other. Let's go out to each other's shows. Let's encourage each other and build each other up, as opposed to try to be the one that wins at music. Because the way you win at music is that everyone does well. And so that's been, again, with this whole communal idea behind the band and what we want to be, it was kind of a perfect fertile ground for us to create this kind of art.
Nice. Anything from you?
I had nothing to add. Yeah, it didn't used to be that way. Certainly, as we were growing up in the music scene. But I love just how supportive everyone is now. Just great sense of community, and everyone's lifting each other up. It's great.
I know, every Cleveland Akron band I run into, they're always the sweetest people on planet Earth. I love them all. All right, final question for you guys.
All right.
Any news for MESSMAKER fans or soon to be MESSMAKER fans?
Yes. So we've got a couple things coming out. We've got a bunch of shows, but that's always the thing.
Yeah.
You can find all of our shows listed at messmakermusic.com. But we are going to, early next year, we're going to be releasing an EP called The Pulse. So we have 2 songs left that we need to put the finishing touches on, and then we'll be figuring out our release date for that. So that's that's one thing. We also have a music video coming out soon for Kick Drum Victim. And lots and lots of collaborations that we're doing with other artists.
Yes.
We've talked about community, and the list of musicians and quite a few hip hop artists and other bands that we're collaborating with is just really exciting. So there's a special project that we're not going to show our hands too much about, But let's
Gotta build suspense.
right. Let's just say that it's going to be a lot of MESSMAKER featuring on that project. So yeah, that's what we've got coming up.
Sounds very fun, and best of luck with finishing up the EP.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Welcome.
See you soon.
Blown speaker peeking overload. Back beating back the status quo with the frequency breaching the screen, kicking down your door. 12 ohms amplify and resist. 12 tones hitting hard as fists. Every decibel presses your chest with an audible force. We are the march of progression and choice. We are the signal, we're counting your noise. Cause our souls are like an amplifier. Narcissists are like a snare drum wire. Gonna be another kick drum victim. If somebody tries to make us silent, can't shut us up, won't turn us down, never drown us out with your static sound. Gonna be a kick drum victim. Kick drum, kick drum, kick drum victim. Broadcaster casting miles of shade. Feel the serration of our serenade as you grasp for the past that we fractured, casualty of an all-out sonic war. Cause our souls are like an amplifier. Narcissists are like a snare drum wire. Gonna be another kick drum victim. If somebody tries to make us silent, can't shut us up, won't turn us down, never drown us out with your static sound. Gonna be a kick drum victim. Kick drum, kick drum, kick drum victim. We are the march of progression and choice. We are the signal, we're caught in your noise. We are the march of progression and choice. We are the signal, we're caught in your noise. Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Freya McNeil. Cause our souls are like an amplifier. Narcissists are like a snare drum wire. Gonna be another kick drum victim. If somebody tries to make us silent, can't shut us up, won't turn us down, never drown us out with your static sound. Gonna be a kick drum victim. Kick drum, kick drum, kick drum victim. Kick drum victim. Cabin pressure drops again. Evacuate the oxygen. Calculate approximate time to impact. Ocean landing imminent, waves that won't discriminate. So leave me just the minute it takes to don my own mask. I used to be the one that all my friends would call when things look dark. And I don't say this lightly, but lately I'm the one falling apart. The ocean is wider than wide, and there's no ships, no rescue inside. I scan the horizon with salt in my eyes, and yet still no lights rise into view. I'd let my body lift you if I could, but I'm drowning too. Trapped inside the fuselage, a casket built for two survivors, gasping, turning blue, we're fighting for our way out. Instant sense of urgency hits as we emerge and see the distance to the surface seems so far away now. I used to have the strength to carry more than myself from below. Now I've got no fight left. Can I rest in peace? Leave me and go. The ocean is wider than wide, and there's no ships, no rescue inside. I scan the horizon with salt in my eyes, and yet still no lights rise into view. I'd let my body lift you if I could, but I'm drowning too. 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 I'm drowning, cabin pressure drops again. I'm drowning, evacuate the oxygen. I'm drowning, cabin pressure drops again. I'm drowning, evacuate the oxygen. I'm drowning, is wider than wide, and there's no ships, no rescue inside. I scan the horizon with salt in my eyes, and yet still no lights rise into view. I'd let my body lift you if I could, but I'm drowning. The lights go up and it's time for your solo. I'm in the wings, standing here in the shadow. I'm tired of your games, fixing your mistakes. Done with the supporting role and sick of second place. Exit, expecting a follow. You wanna leave it, baby, that's fine. Think that it's easy, but baby, you're fine. I'm a hard act to follow. So now I'm done being your understudy. I'm sick of you treating me like a nobody. even from the start, acting out the part, diva with a chart, hot, hot. You wanna leave it, baby, that's fine. Think that it's easy, but baby, you're fine. I'm a hard act to follow. Hard act to follow. Was just your opening act, but here's a cold hard fact. Baby, can't you see that's my name on the marquee? You wanna leave me, baby, that's fine. Think that it's easy, but baby, you're fine. But now I'm leaving, baby, that's fine. It's gonna be easy, baby, you're fine. I'm a hard act to follow. Hard act to follow. Hard act to follow. Hard act to follow.
Good as new. Let's see how long the studio can stay clean until the next session, though. Anywho, thank you so much for joining us for this episode, and a huge thank you to MESSMAKER for coming out to the studio and rocking out with us. It was an honor to have you guys on the show, and we hope you enjoyed your time with us. If you want more local arts, music, and entertainment, be sure to follow us on Instagram and Facebook, like us on Twitter, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, all at @thelowdown_ZTV. If you want all the latest on all things MESSMAKER, check out their website using the link in our description. Plus, if you want to hear more from MESSMAKER and other local artists, you should totally tune in to Late Night Local Talent on Mondays from 10 to 11 p.m. on 88.1. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with us. My name is Ella Mitchell, and that was The Lowdown. See you soon.
This program was produced by ZTV at the University of Akron. Do you want to gain experience in video production, professional social media, or working with real clients? Visit the UA School of Communications online or follow us on social media to learn more. ZTV, make media, make a difference.